Welcome back to Taela HR, where we talk everything HR, workplace, and career. We also give expert view on global workplace trends that shape how we hire, work, and grow businesses. Today, we're unpacking a huge headline: President Trump's review of the U.S. H-1B visa program. Why does it matter? It matters because the H-1B isn't just an American immigration policy. It's one of the biggest talent pipelines in the world, and this would force all global talent acquisition and management specialist or organization to rethink their strategy for the future of global mobility and workforce planning. And with Trump's new changes, employers, immigrants, and even startups from Lagos to London to Bangalore are paying attention. What is the H-1B visa? First, let's set the stage. The H-1B visa is America's most popular work visa for highly skilled foreign professionals. Think software engineers from India, data scientists from Nigeria, or healthcare workers from the Philippines. Here is how it worked before Trump's review. U.S. companies filed hundreds of thousands of petitions every year with USCIS. Only 85,000 visas were available, 65,000 under the general cap and 20,000 for those with advanced U.S. degrees. When applications exceeded the cap, which they always did, a lottery system decided who got picked. Filing costs were a few $1,000s, which most employers, even startups, could manage. This system wasn't perfect. Many highly qualified professionals never made it simply because of chance, but it fueled the tech boom, powering companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. What did Trump review and changed? Now let's enter Trump's review. As of September 21, 2025, he introduced a one-time $100,000 fee for every new H-1B petition. Yes, you heard that right, $100,000. To be clear, this fee applies only to new petitions from outside the U.S. It does not affect current H-1B holders or renewals. And it is a one-time fee, not annual. This is a seismic shift. Before, sponsoring a worker might cost $3,000, $6,000. Now it's an extra $100,000 per hire. For employers, that changes everything. Impact on employers. So what does this really mean for employers? Big tech firms like Amazon or Meta may grumble, but they can absorb the cost. They'll likely become more selective, saving H-1B sponsorship for only senior or highly specialized roles. This further strengthens their monopoly on global talent. But what of mid-sized firms and startups? They're priced out. Imagine a startup wanting to hire 5 international engineers. That's $500,000 in fees before paying a single salary. Young companies, particularly those scaling internationally, would struggle to match these financial expectations. This undermines diversity and innovation in the U.S. labor market. Administrative complexity increases. Employers now face heightened compliance requirements, including proving wage sufficiency at unprecedented levels. Some employers will pivot to remote hiring, keeping talent in their home countries instead of relocating them to the U.S. Is this good news for startups that can build the Andela kind of models? Well, this move is a message. If you want to hire global talent in America, pay a premium. Impact on employees and immigrants. Now let's flip the lens to employees and immigrants. For skilled professionals dreaming of Silicon Valley, this is a roadblock. Employers will hesitate to sponsor junior roles, internships, or entry-level positions. The competition for the few spots left will be brutal. But here's the twist. Other countries, Canada, the UK, Germany, or even African tech ecosystems, are opening their doors wider to skilled migrants. So while the US becomes harder to reach, opportunities elsewhere may actually expand. There may be uncertainty amongst existing H-1B holders. This may signal an uncertain future where renewals or sponsorships may become harder to justify financially. For many, the dream shifts from "I must work in the U.S." to "I'll work where my skills are valued." Opportunities for startups and new models. And here is where it gets interesting. Trump's policy, while restrictive, opens up opportunities for startups and emerging markets. Take Andela as an example. Born in Nigeria, Andela connects African tech talent with global companies through remote work, no visas required. With the new $100,000 barrier, more U.S. companies may turn to this model, hire global talent where they are instead of bringing them in. Andela-like structures can thrive. Startups in Africa, Asia, and Latin America can step in to connect global talent with companies remotely. Instead of relocating workers under expensive visas, companies may now prefer to outsource projects or build remote engineering teams at a fraction of the cost. There will be the rise of distributed teams. Remote-first models will become more attractive. Rather than spend $100,000 on one H-1B hire, employers could build entire offshore teams with the same budget. African and emerging market advantage. Ecosystems like Nigeria, Kenya, India, and Eastern Europe could see a surge in demand for tech hubs, coding schools, and outsourcing platforms. This could fuel the rise of new talent hubs in Nigeria, Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Startups that provide distributed teams, remote project management, or cross-border HR compliance are suddenly in demand. Global HR takeaway: what Trump's review signals globally. So from a global HR perspective, what does this all mean? Trump's H-1B review doesn't just signal U.S. immigration reform, it highlights a paradigm shift in global HR strategy. The U.S. is signaling that it wants to raise the bar for foreign talent, and employers worldwide must rethink workforce strategies, balancing local hiring, remote work, and selective sponsorship. Skilled workers must stay flexible, building global careers that aren't tied to one country, stay local but be globally relevant. And startups in emerging markets have a once-in-a-generation chance to step in and become the Andelas of tomorrow. The U.S. is moving from being the default destination for global talent to a restricted premium space accessible only to the ultra-skilled and ultra-expensive. Immigration is becoming a geopolitical HR strategy, with Canada, Australia, and Europe positioning themselves as friendlier alternatives. In essence, the $100,000 per employee threshold is less about feasibility and more about signaling exclusivity. It is a protective wall around the U.S. job market, but one that could backfire by fueling innovation, outsourcing, and tech booms elsewhere. In short, the world of work is shifting again, and where there's disruption, there's opportunity. It's a win for startup. If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, share this with your network, and subscribe to Taela HR for more insights on HR, career and workplace policy, and global business. And tell us in the comments, do you think the $100,000 H-1B fee will drive more companies to hire remotely? Will you be building the next Andela? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode. Turn on your notification so you won't miss a thing.